Saturday Showdown. Life Esports versus D Plus Kia.
Fate still making up his mind, though. Not a lot of great options into the LeBlanc. Yone going to be a consideration, and of course, you do want an AD mid, and a lot of setup for Polo to really get some of these big combos. Opportunities for Bro. See whether they can find him as we jump into the Rift.
Is going to be able to see the pathing of Young Jay. A little bit of a leash here from Henna and Duro, which they won't really lose out too much on against level 1 Alistar. They just show up and they're already kind of winning. That's just how it goes. It's you know, oh,
that's just a pole flash from Polo. I love the energy from the Bros here as Envy trying to find some Qs. Does land it onto Duro there, but in the end it is a flash for barrier trade and activation of the Hex Flash. Oh, baby.
Yeah. Here comes Zyra.
Yeah, Hannah taking a fair bit of damage here. Envy actually landing all of the abilities. And Young Jay just going to walk behind this turret. Let's see whether he can get out to flash away. And remember, Polu doesn't have his flash available. Now in a little bit of a dicey scenario, but they get the flash from the Zeri, and that's going to make them feel pretty good because an electrocution is actually death by electric shock.
Yeah.
And so you don't actually die every time electrocute does come in. As might die here, though. That is going to be Fate. Nice buffer of the Q. Gets himself out of the way as the Shadowing Strike comes in. Still might not be out of the woods just yet. As Closer moves back, does have his fake version of himself. And Young Jay moving on in now to get even more of a shot. They want to make sure that Fate has a good back angle here. And he should be able to do it.
Yeah, pressure in the lane, so we'll finally be able to get that back as Envy.
Yeah, Henna could be in trouble. That's the flash forward from Envy. He's going to need to land some of these Qs. Arcane Shift. Oh, it's just the Mystic Shot, and he's going to be fine.
That was clean.
Yeah, Envy knows that there's no flash.
Free back out of it as well.
Let's check it out from Envy's perspective here as lands the W pretty nicely.
Yeah, flashes for the Q. One more W, final Q.
Oh, clean.
Cut! Got him. Cut is the word you use in Korean for getting a pick.
Yep.
And it's the fastest way to clarify your team. You were successful.
And that as well as the fact that it comes up on their screen. That the kill does come in as well, as we've got a bit of a headbutt out from Raptor. He's not allowed to be around here. All right, let's see whether this is going to work out as Closer landing a big combo onto Fate, but he's going to have to snap back. Does it to break the chains, and actually it works out very well for the Yone. Ran out of cooldowns there a little bit. Still just trying to hold on. This is a huge pressure point. As now Henna is just going to try and return the favor. Envy's in so much trouble. Throws an ultimate the wrong direction, and Henna just kills him.
I was going to mention this earlier when we were talking about the Zeri bounce back. I was going to say this is an all-in angle too, but Envy just disrespects it. He just straight up dashes on him, ults him, and then there's no way out of it for Envy. Does just toss a true shot barrage to the Nether.
Still just trading a farm, but it's 30 CS the gap here for Closer, who really has started to run away with this. Gonna find another electrocution, lands the chains there as well, and now Raptor, I mean, this could just be cease and desist, and yeah, you're not getting out of that one. It's gonna take a while, and the dash forward, that is gonna be that, and Raptor locks up the kill. B&K just going from positive to positive.
Yeah. Not any positives just yet, as they're going to try to make a cross map happen here topside, but Duro is here with his ultimate and flash.
Yep, there's a Gnar into the wall as well. Wallop isn't going to find the mark as there's the headbutt pulled onto the Gnar. Magnet Storm comes in. Not sure whether Duro is going to be able to find anything back here, and Polo capable of just tanking up the turret. So that is Bro's answer immediately.
Sad.
Yeah.
Your Bros might be eaten by them as well.
Yeah, that's what's happening here as Morgan is going to go in with the counter-strike, but he takes so much damage. True Shot Barrage not really finding the mark there either. They still do have to get out. Raptor has to burn Flash. As Closer, he doesn't because he's got an inbuilt Flash, basically, with his W.
Closer does have TP, so if there is a bit of a scuffle, it can come over as clear. He's looking for the punish.
Yep, he's going to be able to dive on top of Fate here. Unbinds his soul. That was a weird situation, but Fate is going to get the poor end of it. Still able to get on over. Envy takes a house to the head. Let's see whether this crush can come through, but no, it can't because there's a combo, and everyone collapses. The Bros don't go anywhere by himself.
It is just going to be taken without a contest, which I don't think Bro could have contested either way, but at least they get something in return. And now they're going to try to collapse on Closer.
Yeah, more cross maps coming in here. Polo just continuing its onslaught, but there's a distortion. So Clear is just a little bit frustrating to deal with. Polo can't tank up the turret for much longer, but still, tower going to be taken, Dragon going to be betrayed. But now Envy's out of this fight, and Closer is still hunting for him. Envy now trying to come back. Duro is going to soak a lot of damage here. Will be taken down first in this one. As Fate snapping back. Morgan going to be gnawed into the wall. And Envy actually dashes in. I'm not sure about that one. It's a double kill for Hannah. He's finally taken down as now Closer will be able to execute Fate. It's messy, but I think it's a B&K win in the end with 2 men still standing. Oh, there is a Mega Cone as Envy gonna have to Arcane Shift. Let's see whether Clear can find the Mega Gnar. Not quite able to do so, but he just jumps on top of him like Mario. Doesn't find the Gnar, but it doesn't matter. Raptor gets his health back, and Polo is just getting thrown around like a rag cow. And into the back line goes Closer, gonna find the execute on the Zyra, and this fight, the last one was close. This one, absolutely not. B&K just roll over the top.
No ult for Young Jay because he used it to try to peel for Envy. A disastrous fight for Bro.
Yeah, and Fate, yeah, he's not getting out of this one. He has to snap back. There is a big pulverize. Raptor gonna get taken down, but there are no Nexus turrets. And Clear will be able to do enough damage to this turret. And Closer going to help out there, and that is going to be B&K taking game number 1. I think that kill that Hannah managed to pick up, the counter kill onto Envy, the fact that he got overconfident and then was immediately punished. You just die as, all right, Rakan is going to be on the other side of the rift. Star-crossed lovers in this game.
It's really interesting to see the Alistar taken here as well because
that this is a B&K draft. And this is their bread and butter. They play this so incredibly well. Let's see whether Bro can conquer it here in game number 2.
Gen G with that, so sometimes you don't have to just play the meta. Sometimes you can play what you're good at that is still relatively meta. Like this draft here, you know, we're not a huge fan of the Sejuani and Kennen part of the rotation, but they still got the Yone.
Yeah.
It all comes together very well.
It is pretty dangerous times for the Xayah anyway, as Fate just going to jump over the top of Closer here, and actually it works out quite nicely. Down to 300 health is Closer. Of course, it's always a bit dicey in the early laning phase, especially up against Tristana, who does want to be harassing you as much as possible. As Duro comes on over, misses the Gleaming Quill, but nails the auto attack. Absolutely fantastic. Will be destroyed immediately, but did get a fair bit of value there, as we can see, is now good knock-up going to connect, and there's the grand entrance as well. The smallest rocket jump in the history of rocket jumps from Fate, but it is actually going to work out here as now Closer could be in trouble. There's the flash twisted advance. He's punched back as well. The exhaust decent onto Closer at the same time as Raptor. He did not want to go there as he tries to get out, and he manages. Okay, I think he's still very dead, but still, okay, there's the auto attack, and Fate going to pick up first blood.
And unfortunately for B&K, it was kind of way too aggressive. I mean, I kind of actually, it doesn't really state what happened there. Just constantly trying to force Closer's engage and trying to get that pick onto Fate for that grub fight, backfiring and doing it again here.
Yeah, Duro going to come on over and steals the grub. Okay, so Young Jay does manage to pick up the first one. But now this one is going to be taken by Clear. So B&K,
I think they could have played this a lot more controlled. They will still get the steal here, as you mentioned, from Duro. And no one wants to fight into that choke point with a cannon with ult prepped, so they do not commit.
Oh, Glacier Prison comes down. Envy, there's the Feather Storm. That is going to get himself out of dodge this time around, and now Nature's Grasp is going to be flying through. Battle Dance is going to try and get Duro out of trouble, and it's going to work out for now. That's a bunch of cooldowns now utilized for the Bros. It does give them control of the river. See whether that's going to be enough to get themselves this Drake, as it does fall asleep once again.
All Gideon stuff, but
yeah. Orcs can do the sit there and feel uncomfortable thing where you're not allowed to sing your own birthday song. As we've got some grubs going down. First one going to be cleared here by B&K as Fate's teleported in. There's a Glacial Prison onto Polo. Gets the Unbreakable Will out, but it's not exactly the priority target that you really want to be engaging on.
Could have tried to set that up with his basic abilities and then maybe get something out of it, but either way, it will stop the plates from going down.
Yep, and Closer knows that there are a whole lot of people heading towards... okay, and there's a Nature's Grasp as well. As the Equalizer comes down, Closer not really going to be able to do much about this, but still able to trade back very nicely. Morgan actually picking up the turret aggro as well is not what you want, and now that Permafrost is stacking up. The Grand Entrance with the quickness is going to guarantee the kill. So a 2-for-1 trade. Closer probably saying what?
Then get the punish play topside. So B&K winning on both sides, taking a gold lead here now.
Oh,
Closer.
Yeah, Polu is just always doing things. As there's a beautiful buffer from Closer. Not able to actually walk in front is Polu, so
He's got the angle. He's hidden.
Yeah, we'll see whether this Slicing Maelstrom can actually work. The Nature's Grasp comes in and clear. He's rushing into that back line, looking for the angle. There goes Polu as Duro trying to find the quickness onto as many members as possible. Equalizer is decent, but there's the knock up onto Envy. Another very defensive Featherstorm has to be used, but this time we'll keep him alive successfully.
Wait, hold on, we have a dive.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Then after the dive.
And no one's actually here. We're not ready. It's dive time as Clear is going to get Slicing Maelstrom off. And Polu going to be able to tank this one up successfully. So that is Barbecued Pikachu in the top lane. Very nicely done here by the bros. They will sack their bottom outer turret for it.
Not that great, but this is that Herald I was talking about. Let's see if they can grab the turret. I mean, they are better grouped for this. I think they should be able to secure this. This is pretty huge.
Yeah, Duro actually not able to make the rotation over, as we could see. Youngjae just playing Bouncer very nicely.
So they get the kill onto Clear on the top side dive.
Yeah.
I think that this is a much more optimistic than it was in game one.
Well, Fate, I'm not sure about him, as he is going to pick up a prison, take it with him, and he is really dead. Henna with his Killer Instinct is really absolutely named correctly this time around. He's actually been very aggressive this game. Feels a little bit more defensive rather than anything else, and I don't think it's going to work out that way either, as Envy's going to turn up. Still a fair bit of damage onto Raptor, but he gets himself out of there.
No one can stop the teleport of Closer, so he's going to go and catch that bottom wave, because that was the one angle, you know. Okay, we hold him in place.
Oh, dear. Okay, there's another Slicing Maelstrom that's going to trade once again. And Clear is pretty good at just getting as many Featherstorms as he likes.
Pretty confident that he's not going to be seen here. This should be respected by Bro, though.
Yeah, Morgan moving in. There's the engage. It's onto a Sejuani. So it's not exactly the greatest. And, oh, somehow Morgan gets caught by the Glacial Prison. Still, the answering Nature's Grasp is very, very strong. He does continue to land those as in goes Closer, finds a bit of an engage on Polu. Not exactly the priority target once again as there's the quickness into the backline. The engage is so good. Closer just gets rid of the Tristana and the Slicing Maelstrom to answer as well. And Bro just find themselves with gray screens, no option at all. Raptor's going to be surviving. And there's Clear to finish off the last kill with a lightning rush of all things. That's a clean ace. Like Chemtech Soul Point, I mean, you mentioned already Chemtech Soul, not exactly the most valuable, but getting 4 dragons is always pretty good, as Duro is going to get engaged on, thrown around like a ragdoll, but he's Rakan, so he's going to be fine. Nature's Grasp not really doing too much. Battle Dance for Duro to make sure that he gets out of there. Youngjae not so lucky. And BNK now managing to get a kill onto, like you mentioned, the one that's in charge of Peel. And so I think they should be able to break open the base very comfortably already. Closer's getting to work on it. He dives in on top of Fate. He's going to have to rebind here. I think he gets himself out of there.
He took the laning phase personally.
Yeah. And that's where Bro really struggles, finding the coordination in these team fights, finding the decisiveness. And BNK's problem is they have too much decisiveness. We're going to see some of it right here as into the backline goes Closer, tries to find his opportunity, but it's Clear that just slices them up. No opportunity to do anything at all for Envy. And now Morgan is just right in the middle of the furnace. It's ironic because he's Rumble, but he's still going to get chopped down. Fate also in trouble as Duro is just going to find him. Yeah, there's an explosive charge on top of the Rakan, but he's going to be fine. And that is yet another one team fight for BNK. This is going to be the last one of the game because the series is now over.
The series is definitely done. That's going to be the end point here, as it is just a complete and utter domination here by BNK. The win streak is real. This team is back, and they are looking to move to the west side.
Yeah.
Make it a more permanent location for them, as what a bounce back.
Top 5, right? Because one of T1 or KT are going to lose.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POG interview translation, joined by Closer and Duro on the side of BNK Firax, who just secured their 4th consecutive victory with a 2-0. Congratulations!
네, 오늘 승리 정말 값집니다. 4연승을 기록하면서
What a valuable victory today. You guys have risen to the sole position of 4th place. How do you feel to join the west side? I feel like it's been so long since we went into this the west side, and I hope that we get to keep it up. And Duro, this is your first POG. How do you feel?
LCK에서 첫 POG인데
This is my first POG in the LCK, and I've always gotten a lot of POGs in CL. And yeah, being able to get POG in the LCK is such a new feeling. It's so unique. Please give it up for Duro.
클로저 선수 현재 팀 분위기도 굉장히
And
좋은 것
closer.
같은데 어떤가요?
How high is the team spirit right now? Yeah, we have such good momentum and everyone's been in a really positive mindset. So I feel like we're going to have such good result in the future. And Duro, you joined the team in the middle of the summer and you were so fearless from the start. And is it safe to say that after you joined, the team atmosphere has changed? Yes, I think that's quite obvious. So what kind of atmosphere did you bring to the team? I feel like I definitely make the team spirit a little more rowdy. And I feel like my role in the team is like the older brother, like a pillar of the team. And Closer, what do you think about his response? Yeah, he's actually really funny when he talks, and I feel like it's just been such a good atmosphere ever since he's joined. It's very, very new to our team. And Closer, in game 1 with the Lucian, Corki, Tristana bans, you locked in with LeBlanc, so how do you rate LeBlanc in this meta? I like playing LeBlanc, and I feel like because of all the AD mid champions, I haven't been able to play LeBlanc, but I was able to pick her confidently with the matchup we had today. So your opponent responded with Yone, so how was your reaction to this? This was actually a really good and easy matchup for Yone, so I told myself that I had to play really well and meticulously. And in game 1, at the Drake team fight, your LeBlanc went in for a flank and poked the enemy out, so let's take a look at this replay. Yeah, we can tell how happy you are to hear about this replay. Let's hear you break it down. So it's really hard for the enemy to deal with damage when the LeBlanc is flanking, and my main focus was to target the Yone down, and I knew that they wouldn't really be able to output any damage, they wouldn't have any of the damage dealers, so that was really my main role. And Duro, in the draft for both games 1 and 2, you guys went for a blind pick Gnar in game 1, and you opened Rumble from the red side in game 2. So what were you guys trying to achieve in the top lane? That's because Clear is actually really confident in any sort of matchup. And we decided to go with whatever Clear was saying in regards to what the draft should be in the top lane. We really followed his order here. And Duro, your Rakan in this next replay was so charming. So let's take a look at this replay. You were able to lock down the enemy mid and AD carry and CC them so in an instant. So how did you look at this angle? Yeah, we had really good vision control. The enemy was actually having really good vision control, and at the moment that they sort of missed out on the Drake vision, I caught that out and was able to go in and engage and pull off that amazing ult. And so Duro, you're so communicative in the mic check, and you seem to be the shot caller and the one to calm your teammates down. So what would you say is your role in the team? I feel like I take a lot of roles in the team. I feel like I always take their complaint and they always talk to me and come to me to complain about things. So do you agree, Closer? Yeah, I think so. And Duro, what is your resolution into the next match? Although we secured the 4th consecutive victory, there are so many matches ahead of us and a lot of strong teams to beat. So we want to make sure we don't let our guards down and to keep ourselves from becoming complacent and keep it up. So Closer, what is your resolution and goals against Gen G? After joining BNK FureX, I've never beat Chovy. So right now, I feel like I'm at a place where I can beat him. So I want to make sure to do my best and beat Chovy. You want to declare war against Chovy then? Genji, come out!
젠지 나와라고 외쳐주셨습니다. 그렇다면 듀로 선수 마지막으로 팬분들께 한마디 부탁드릴게요.
And Duro, any shout out to your fans? We went through a really tough period, so I'm really grateful that you always make your time to come out here and support us, and I want to repay all your support with a great result. And that's the end of the interview from Closer and Duro, and back to the space. Thank you.